Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We're continuing our playthrough of All Quiet in the Trenches, where we're going on to probably the most iconic battle of the game so far. Just before we jump into that, I would like to have a small segue of just saying thank you all so much for your continued support for myself and for my videos, for all of your tips, your tricks, your comments, your help in my attempt to get these 6 wonderful soldiers all the way to the second home leave without any deaths or desertions. With that, let us continue forward. I wanted to say that happy moment because, well, let's just say the events that are about to transcribe in game are a little bit upsetting and disturbing with what they portray. So I wanted to at least attempt to start on a high note, and maybe, hopefully, I'll be able to end on a high note as well with this unfortunate remembrance in the middle. So, we have basically been ordered to charge, and charge some more. Whilst the effects of this man-made fog rain havoc and devastation upon the French. Simply going to charge forward as much as possible. We're not really going to meet any resistance, even enough whatsoever. You can hear the devastation going on in the background. Yeah, so I'm still slightly being told to come up this way. As I said, you can hear the absolute devastation happening with the French in the background. There you go, gas mask on, everybody. Gas has... There you go, you can see the gas coming out. There will be... I wonder if we can see where it comes from. No, it's just kind of back here somewhere. Tanks have been opened up. The wind is favorable for the gas to be blown into the French trenches. So with that, it is... Oh, I've hit barbed wire. I've hit a bit of a wall here. It is charge. Little resistance as to be expected. Get an overview, find out what the gas has done to the French. So let's step to the next part of the trench where we do have a French soldier who has passed. I am wounded. I'm afraid you're a little bit more than that, my friend. And with this, to be honest as well, I would also just like to give a huge shout out to the developers of this game and the writers of this game. They are doing such a beautiful and wonderful job of portraying the devastations of this war. In such a beautiful and respectful way. It's what they are making here is truly amazing, in my opinion, and yeah, I think the work they have done on this is absolutely amazing. Okay, I am checking out the effects on a non-existent body, it seems. Examined him, no bullet wound, no splinter, nothing. He must have suffocated slowly. The gas didn't miss its mark. Let's keep pushing up, as we will eventually be told to take the next trench, I believe. I think that's how this usually goes. But why not let's search him as well. Thank you, you're somewhat jaded already. See for yourself, and obviously, the gas has weakened the enemy and forced them into a headlong retreat. You must seize this moment forward, take the next trench. So we have completed that task. That's some ammunition and a few bandages. On top of here, I examined the devastation. It was complete. Oh. Okay, we're all gonna hang on. Let's slowly have the wizard hat we put on, and it is this way, but there's rather a nice barrier in front of me. Keep charging up. Of course, is a true battle of a new horror of the war. Of course, as it mentioned, it was not introduced here per se. This isn't the first gas usage of World War One. Through the stories, we did learn that it was tested somewhere else first, and then it was moved along to areas like this. Oh wow. We engaged in melee combat. Yeah, I mean, I'm technically moving, so he is going to run my flank, but don't really have anything to worry about. Generals are probably wondering where their front line has gone. With a bit of luck, we'll make it into the newspapers. Yep, that's why we're here, huh? Make it into those newspapers. Can we attempt to save him? I'm pretty sure we can't. Oh, we patched him up. We have, in fact, nope, he's down. Actually thought we might be able to patch someone up there. But, that's not how this scripted battle goes. Let's go back to camp. So yes, a highlight of the further horrors of war. Like I said, and again, the way World War One was truly horrific, as is all war, and the way that the developers are portraying it in this game is in my opinion, so fantastically done as to be respectful to what actually happened during these times. None of us could sleep that night, and so one by one we came back to our tents. We sat together in silence, pale-faced. The chlorine gas attack had been a huge success. The enemy positions had been taken without much resistance. It was Mail who finally broke the silence. I thought, well, didn't they say the gas wasn't lethal? Again, there was silence, only accompanied by the crackling of the fire. At last provided some warmth on this cold night. After a while, he continued. Those who didn't suffocate just ran around frantically, like animals. He shook his head. Do you think it was right, he asked, to fight like that? Wrong. I said firmly, no soldier should have to experience something so cruel, no matter which side they are on. Ackerman raised his voice. He had inspected the French soldiers, an order from the lieutenant that was necessary for the reports. They didn't have masks like we do. He pointed towards his gas mask case, in which his gas mask was stowed, and which only he still wore around his neck. I've heard a wet cloth helps too. Apparently no one told them about that. Apparently, he was trying to shift the blame onto the French leadership. We all knew that there was no turning back now. Something had changed, and the French response would come. Yep, so a slight worsening of condition. We're going to keep one turn of No rations, because as you can see, my guys are going to be tired. We have too many wounded and not enough hands here. If there's an opportunity and it goes unused, others will pay the price. Every chance out there to help sooner take some of the burden off us here and may save the lives of many of your comrades. I know. Hell of a ride, isn't it? A few days off for you and your men. You are lucky you're only following orders. I, on the other hand, will now have to write a report to the Army Command about the effects, the reaction of the French, and the gas mask. How long till food? At least a month. Okay. Now, whoops. Now the question is, do I send my men to the pub? I don't think I do. Their alterable mood isn't too bad. No, that is in their short-term mood isn't too bad. Oh, I actually lost favor with Nurse Elizabeth because apparently I didn't help fast enough. Odd considering the circumstances. One day, Dana was supposed to receive an exceptionally loud Liebesgab. Today. Apologies, my pronunciation sometimes is quite bad. This particular parcel contains a generic letter of encouragement and quite a few cans of food. Suggested he share it with his comrade. Of course, Herr Unteroffizier confirmed and distributed the contents of his package among his fellow soldiers. Ackerman was especially grateful, and returned the favor by sharing his gifts from home with Dana. All gone, sighed the man on the other side of the table, taking the last sip of liquor. He was also an Unteroffizier. His group was camped next to ours, and our men often spent their free time together. A rat infestation had destroyed the group's food stash almost completely. I know you have to look out for yourselves too, but... He visibly struggled to get the next sentence out. Could you and your group perhaps give us some supplies? Our own camp was adequately filled at the moment, but it was certainly not set up to supply double the amount of men. So what we can spare. You always hit your back when you need it. Hopefully this doesn't destroy my food. No, that's good. I will go to single rations. Ooh, lice added. That'll be fun. Standard rations, that's fine. That's what I was going to do anyway. Which is still only 1 turn's worth of rations. Interesting. Excellent mood. Well rested. Strained removed. Down to strained. Tired removed. Lice added. Okay. Don't tell me. Firework, firewood, and latrine. No, more lice than the usual few. Oh, he has lice too. You're short of firewood. Okay, so I got double lice. Group was assigned a spot. My man. My man. And we need some food. Two people don't get to go. So obviously, you two have to. Chop firewood. That should be pretty obvious. Pick up food. Then... Which one of these two get lice now? Do with helping out in the hospital as well when I get a moment. Because they're not looking great. Once again, I made my usual rounds through our camp. That's when Lieutenant von Karsbrook beckoned me over. Good to see you. I wanted to have a word with you anyway. Got straight to the point. Your troop was kindly granted home leave. I nodded at him wordlessly. First, I wanted to see if there wasn't a catch. And indeed. After a brief frown, he gruffly added, But I don't want you and your men to feel like you're on holiday just yet. I expect you to make up for the lost working hours in advance. Yes, Herr Lupin, I replied curtly. Talking back would only lead to more work for my people, but I hurried on before I could think of anything else. Afterwards, I immediately delivered the good news of their leave to my men. I'm not going to mention the work. I didn't mention the actual work that had been announced. For now, they should be able to look forward to their upcoming furlough, which they did, and it turned into a cheerful, lively evening, the likes of which we hadn't had for a long time. We're going to get extra work anyway. Bad weather has... Come on, I mean... You couldn't script this, could you? The 2 people I don't send, then go and get lice. I mean... That sounds so pre-programmed, it's ridiculous. Bad weather removed. Bad weather removed. Relieved added. Huzzah. Dejected removed. Grateful removed. Changed to a low physical condition. Down to tired. Lice removed. Cold snap removed. Oh, hospital actually went down. High prestige. 4 turns. Alright. You have actually improved. Ooh, I think he's swift now. He is swift. Fantastic. You're slacking off, don't disappoint me. You prisoner of warden camp that need guarding. Agree. Oh, it's a 2-man job. I thought it was a 1-man job. Then Khan. Opportunity for lights, leave. Alright. All pretty light duties. You can do that. Oh wait. Do that. Crazy how Con is needed for the project of delousing Con. Mental. Yep, so hopefully this will delouse Con, then I've just got to hit Dana. So home leave in 6 turns. It's ticking ever onwards and ever closer. I fully expect either a trench or battle or both. Or 2 of 1. Before it gets to the end. Lots and Bale sat around a large pot, flanked by sacks full of onions, potatoes, and other vegetables. Woefully, Lot sighed. How come no one has invented a better tool for this awful vegetable yet? He eyed the onion in his hand with animosity. They won't be cut any faster just because you whine, Mail commented unmoved. I'm not whining, I'm working on a problem. Suddenly he jumped up and rushed over to his equipment. Grinning proudly, he returned with his gas mask case, in which he produced his gas mask, and, thus armed, turned back to the onions. I applaud your ingenuity, I commented, whereupon Lotz nodded contentedly. It works surprisingly well, he said as he continued to chop the onions. I can hardly tell the difference between the onions in my hand with how fogged up they are, but at least my eyes aren't burning anymore. His comrades and I watched him for a moment, amused, before we got back to our task. Yay, lights removed. Change down to tired, what arrested added, determined removed. Okay, what do we got? A major is planning an attack. Prepare your men for battle. You were ordered to expand the rear trenches. Green duty. Okay. Then duty for lights. Right. Green duty. Gone. Duty for lights. Thank you. The trenches. Meeny, miny. One of HPQ. Next shipment. Couple of days. Alright, I'm gonna go for 1 turn of double rations. Then back to single. Yeah, that's still 2 turns. Cool. Like I said, then I'll go back to single. On to opposite. Lotz beckoned me over to him cheerfully. In front of him lay a partially unpacked parcel that he had received from his loved ones back home. Among the various small items was a large piece of ham. He cut off a chunk with his knife and held it out to me, grinning happily. Try it. My family has spoiled me rotten this time. The crummies would surely appreciate a piece. He seemed a little surprised at first, but soon a smile spread across his face. Good idea. I'll stop by the others later and see if they want a piece. Then he resumed looking through his package. Good weather. Huzzah. Yes, tide of war has decreased. That was one of my biggest worries. Ah! The morale. What? My man. Still got a couple of contemptuous soldiers, which I do need to still work on, but we can get to those. Good weather added. Good news added. Lice removed. Sunny added. Right, so we're down. We have no more lice. Point 1. Rations. Standard. Leave. Still only one turn of rations. Terrifying. Yes. Resupply came in. Nice. 4 turns. These villagers are suspect. I don't mind that as a job. It's not the worst. And that is all we have. Let's see if we can't earn a couple of brownie points. On and I'll send mail. Although no, it just makes more sense for me to send down, doesn't it? Let mail continue to rest. Maybe he can get well rested before next turn's engagement. Lieutenant von Karsberg had just finished one of his inspections of our camp and was on his way to the next troop when Lotz came up to me. He made sure that the lieutenant was no longer within earshot, that he nudged me with his elbow and gave me a crooked grin. How can you stay so serious when he's around? I couldn't do that. Such a posh aristocrat with his detached ideas of how things should be. He began to imitate one of the lieutenant's speeches about the importance of preserving the shine of our uniform button, and then interrupted himself with an amused snort. I didn't say anything. Lotz continued to joke around for a moment, but soon realized that I wasn't the right person for it. He then apologized and left. Hopefully that doesn't destroy my relationship. Ooh, nice. Everyone up to well rested. 3 turns worth of standard rations. Have a look. Gather your men, we're marching into battle. Huzzah. Here's your gear. Enough ammo, bandages, and grenades for you and your men. Okay, so we are 3 turns away from home leave. We have to go pick a fight. Well, actually, no, sorry, we don't have to pick a fight. We have to go fight the fight because we don't get to pick our fights. We simply have the option of dying in them. Touch wood. That doesn't happen. We are, however, going to leave the episode here. It's a little bit shorter. I have generally been pushing them a little bit longer, but this battle, I feel, will push us quite a bit longer than I usually do wish to go. So this one's actually going to be a little bit of a shorter one today. Hopefully the only short one of the whole series. I know you guys want your long episodes. I know you want to see what happens next, as do I. So, put it this way. Next episode will be the battle. And now, unless we end up with another battle, I will 100% push to home leave. And even if we end up with a second battle, I will potentially look to push to home leave as well. That is, there you go. I've said it. I've said it. So even though this is a shorter episode, the next episode could be a bumper pack. Who knows? And on that, that just leaves me to say thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed the episode and you are still continuing to enjoy the series so far. And if I may shamelessly add, for all of you who are still here at this point, if you do wish to support the channel further, there is always the option of supporting myself either through membership, which unfortunately doesn't give any perks. It's just for those of you that have more money than sense. Or also, I have recently linked my Ko-Fi. If you would even like to support me through there, and there's even the potential of buying some digital images, the photographs that I've taken on my many years of travel, you may do so through that as well. So, shameless plug, hopefully a bit of a happier note than the main theme of this unfortunate episode highlighting the true horrors of war. And so with that, it would just leave me to say in a slight change of fashion and in an uncustomary way, a big thank you to all of our fallen and departed people in our lives from our past. All of us undoubtedly have ancestors and grandparents and great-grandparents who were affected by the many events like this and the other tragic wars that have happened before and since. And so to all of you out there and all of them, I would just like to say that we will remember.